Hey, I'm Kenneth Wajda. I'm a professional photographer here in Colorado. Welcome to another one of my photo chats. So today I'm going to talk about Bruce Springsteen. Bruce Springsteen has a wonderful documentary on Netflix, and it's his Broadway show. And what's fascinating is he's not in concert. He's really telling stories, and he's playing a few songs in between stories. And it is such a wonderful use of language. The way he tells a story and the words that he chooses, I felt like as I was watching it, I was in the hands of a master. Master poet, master storyteller, master wordsmith. And I love words. I love working with, as writer, I love working with I love songs that have great lyrics. I'm a big fan of great words and expressing ourselves. So Bruce does that really well. Bruce, if you're listening. But the most important thing is he talked about how he was playing in the shores of the Jersey beaches, and he was playing places, and he was getting good, and he was working hard, and he kept going, and nobody was finding him. He was undiscovered. And he hadn't been going to New York. He said we lived an hour away from New York. We never went there. It was like a foreign world to him. And he was just playing that Jersey Shore, that Asbury Park, all of those places, all around Jersey. And he's going, when am I going to get my break? And he turned to the audience and he said, you know who's going to find me at the Jersey Shore? And then he paused. And nobody said a word. And he said, exactly. Nobody's going to find me at the Jersey Shore. I needed to go to a bigger place. I needed to go to New York. I needed to go to Los Angeles. I needed to go bigger. And he got his start by getting out of the small and going to the big. And I thought about that as a photographer. I work in a market that's Denver and Boulder, but Denver and Boulder really aren't real strong photographic towns. They're nothing like New York. They're nothing like Los Angeles. And so I realized I need to push my marketing toward those cities because I get clients out of Denver, but I can get more clients if I go bigger. And there are galleries that might be local, but that doesn't mean we can't approach galleries that are bigger. And it doesn't mean New York and Los Angeles and Chicago, they're out of our league. They're not. Unless we choose to stay out of them and stay in Asbury Park. Keep playing for the Jersey Shore. And I just found that documentary was so inspiring because he describes how it's not like it was a cakewalk. It's not like everything he did worked. Eventually, it worked. And isn't that what we're all working toward? We're all working on making our art and hopefully finding somebody who can appreciate it and can help it live on and create some value and validation for us as artists. But even if we don't have that, at least we're making our art, as I talked about before, about how we have to like what we make. We have to believe in ourselves. But if we've been taking our work to small markets and all we're ever getting is small market response, then I say maybe it's time to take our work to big markets, to go to bigger publishers, to go to bigger galleries. New York galleries aren't open only to New York photographers. Los Angeles galleries are not open only to Los Angeles photographers. They're open to photographers, period. So that show, if you have a chance to watch it, it's on Netflix. I found it to be fascinatingly well done and brilliant, and I even put the subtitles on because I like to make sure I hear every lyric, because every one of his lyrics is also part of his amazing poetry. And I found that to be one of the most inspiring things I've watched in a long time, and you might like it too. All right, that's today's photography talk. If you're enjoying these, hit the subscribe button. If you could support, hit the Patreon. Thanks to all my supporters. I'll see you next time. We'll talk more photography. As always, here's the good light.